Welcome back to our channel, friends. Today, we are unlocking a power that most people never truly use. The power to think like a genius. You don't need to be born with a super brain. You just need the right mindset, the right habits, and the right rules. In this video, we'll share 6 genius-level rules that can train your brain to think sharper, faster, and deeper, just like the most successful minds in history. So stay with us till the end, because your mind is your greatest weapon, and it's time to master it. Let's dive into Rule 1 of our 6 powerful rules. Rule 1. Ask better questions. Geniuses don't just find answers. They ask deeper questions. Why this rule matters. Most people stop thinking when they find an answer, but geniuses go deeper. They don't ask, "What is the answer?" They ask, "Why is this the answer? What if there's a better way? What is missing? What would happen if I did the opposite?" This is where genius begins, not with answers, but with questions. Example: the power of asking. Imagine a regular student preparing for an exam. He memorizes everything. He reads the book twice, but he never asks a single question. Now imagine another student. She reads one page and asks herself, "Why did this happen? Could there be another reason? What's the real meaning behind this?" Guess what? The second student may read slower, but she understands deeply. She connects the dots. She remembers longer, and she can explain it in her own words. That's how thinking like a genius works. Let's say you want to become rich. Most people ask, "How can I make money?" A genius mind asks, "Why do some people create massive value? What do rich people understand about the world that I don't? What small daily decision is keeping me poor?" The difference in results comes from the depth of the question. Why questions make you smarter? They activate your critical thinking. They make your brain search for deeper connections. They create curiosity, and curiosity leads to discovery. They stop you from blindly accepting what you're told. The smartest minds don't memorize. They challenge, explore, and dig deeper. Genius thinking in daily life. You don't need to solve equations to think like a genius. Here are some ways to practice this rule every day. While watching the news, don't just say, "Oh, that happened." Ask, "Who benefits from this? What's the source of this information? Is this the full truth?" At work or school, don't just follow the instructions. Ask, "Is there a faster way? Can I make this process easier for others? What can I improve in this system?" With money and goals, don't just chase what everyone else is chasing. Ask, "What does success mean to me? Is this making me grow or just keeping me busy? How would I spend my time if money was not a problem?" How to build this habit. Start a daily journal and write down 3 deep questions every morning or night. Example prompts. What did I learn today that challenged my thinking? Where am I avoiding the hard questions in my life? What would I ask if I wasn't afraid of the answer? This will train your brain to go beyond surface-level thinking. Genius thinking is not about knowing more. It's about seeing more. And the way to see more is to ask more. Ask deeper. Ask smarter. Ask bravely. Because every great invention, every breakthrough, every success started with someone who dared to ask a question nobody else was asking. Rule 2. See patterns others miss. Geniuses don't just see what's in front of them. They connect the dots others ignore. Why this rule is so powerful. Most people live in reaction. They only focus on what's happening now, what others say, what they're told to do. But genius thinkers look beneath the surface. They see patterns in people, problems, and possibilities. They don't just focus on one event. They zoom out. They look for the bigger picture. What does it mean to see patterns? Seeing patterns is not about magic. It's not about being a genius by birth. It means training your brain to notice what keeps happening again and again. What small detail connects with something bigger? What lesson is hidden inside repetition? Example: if you always feel tired on Mondays, that's a pattern. If customers always ask the same question, that's a pattern. If your business slows down at the end of the month, that's a pattern. If you feel low after scrolling social media too long, that's a pattern. Geniuses learn from these patterns. They don't complain. They adapt, learn, and lead. Example: from problem to pattern. Let's say you're always late to work. Most people just blame traffic. But a genius mind asks, what's the pattern here? You start noticing. You wake up 10 minutes late every day. You spend 15 minutes on your phone before getting up. You forget to prepare your clothes at night. You never plan your route or check for roadblocks. Now you've found the hidden pattern. Once you see it, you can change it. That's how genius thinkers solve problems faster, not by doing more, but by seeing smarter. Genius pattern thinking in nature. Nature is full of patterns. The seasons repeat. Trees grow in rings. Birds fly in shapes. Even your heartbeat follows a rhythm. Geniuses study nature and say, if nature works through patterns, maybe my life does too. When you apply this to your goals, health, mindset, or relationships, you begin to predict problems and design better solutions. Genius minds in daily life. You don't have to be a scientist to use this. In business, you see what product sells more every weekend. That's a pattern. You use it to run promotions. In communication, you notice a friend always gets upset when you talk about a certain topic. That's a pattern. You learn how to handle it better. In health, you see your energy drops when you eat fast food. That's a pattern. You switch to healthier meals. These tiny observations make your life 10 times smarter. How to train this genius skill. Step 1. Reflect daily. Every night, ask, what went well today? What went wrong? Did I notice anything that keeps repeating? Step 2. Keep a pattern journal. Create 3 sections. Patterns I noticed. Why they matter. What I'll do about them. Step 3. Zoom out weekly. Once a week, review your actions, emotions, money, and health. Ask, what are the 3 habits that are shaping my week? Then change what's not working. This habit alone can change your entire life. Genius mindset shift. Ordinary minds complain about problems. Genius minds notice patterns behind them. Ordinary minds chase results. Genius minds fix the process that creates them. That's why some people grow fast, because they work on the root, not just the fruit. To think like a genius, start noticing what others ignore. Patterns are everywhere, in your thoughts, in your behavior, in the world. The more you train your mind to see them, the more powerful your life becomes. Because when you understand the pattern, you gain control. You're no longer guessing. You're designing your life with intention. See the pattern. Master the result. Rule 3. Break the rules. Intelligently. Genius thinkers don't blindly follow the crowd. They ask, is there a better way? And they're brave enough to try it. Why this rule is so important. Most people live inside invisible cages. They follow the rules society gave them. They live how others expect them to live. They never stop and ask, does this make sense for me? But geniuses don't think that way. They are not rebels without a cause. They are rebels with a purpose. They question norms, they challenge traditions, and they break the rules that limit growth. Not because they want attention, but because they want progress. The genius way of breaking rules. Let's be clear. This isn't about breaking laws or doing something wrong. This is about breaking the mental rules that most people never question. Like, you must go to college to succeed. You should work 9 to 5 until retirement. You have to be born smart to do great things. You can't do something different. People will laugh. Geniuses challenge these ideas. They say, what if I learn differently? What if I build my own path? What if I try and fail and try again? What if I live life on my own terms? That's how new ideas are born. Example. Let's say everyone in your office takes 2 hours to prepare a weekly report. You ask, why? You realize it's just how it's always been done. You find a new tool or shortcut that does the same thing in 20 minutes. Now you're free to use the other 1 hour 40 minutes to do something better. That's genius thinking. Break the old rule. Build a smarter one. Invisible rules you can break today. Here are a few examples of limiting rules most people never question. 1. Work must be 9 to 5. Genius thinkers ask, what if I work better in the early morning or late night? They shape their schedule around their energy, not society's clock. 2. You need a degree to succeed. Genius minds know. Skills matter more than certificates. They focus on learning what matters, not just collecting papers. 3. Don't speak up. Stay quiet. Geniuses believe. Change only happens when someone speaks truth. They respectfully challenge wrong systems and improve them. 4. Stick to one path. Genius minds explore. What if I can be good at more than one thing? They become multi-skilled, and that gives them more power. The genius mindset. Geniuses don't follow systems. They create them. They don't say, this is how it's always been. They ask, can we make it better? And most of the time, they do. Because they dare to try what others don't. How to build this habit. Step 1. Question daily routines. Look at everything you do daily. And ask, is this the best way? For example, your morning routine, the way you study or work, the way you solve problems, how you spend your weekends. Challenge every old pattern. Try a smarter way. Step 2. Learn from rule breakers. Read stories of people who did things differently. Not carelessly, but wisely. You'll see one common thing. They all said no to something normal so they could say yes to something great. Step 3. Build courage to try. Most people don't break rules because of fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of failure. Fear of looking different. But genius thinking begins the moment you say, let me try it once. If it works, I win. If it fails, I learn. Either way, I grow. That mindset is unstoppable. You were not born to live someone else's script. You were born to write your own. Geniuses don't just accept reality. They reshape it. They don't follow paths. They create them. Every new invention, business, idea, or movement was started by someone who said, maybe the old rule is wrong. Let me build a new one. You don't need permission to be different. You just need the courage to start. Rule 4. Think in possibilities, not limits. Geniuses don't focus on what they can't do. They focus on what they might be able to do if they try. Why this rule matters so much. Most people live inside mental walls. They say things like, "I can't do that. That's impossible for someone like me. I don't have time, money, or talent. I'll never be as good as them." These are not facts. They are limits created by fear, habit, or past failures. But genius thinkers don't think this way. They train their minds to ask, what if it's possible? What if I try? What's one step I can take? They don't let current reality define future possibility. Genius thinking versus normal thinking. Let's compare. Situation. Normal mind says, genius mind says, failed a test. I'm not smart enough. What did I do wrong, and how can I fix it? Don't have money? I can't afford it. How can I earn, save, or build it? New opportunity. What if I fail? What if I succeed? This is not about being unrealistic. It's about being open to growth. Geniuses don't wait for perfect situations. They create better situations with what they have. Example. Imagine you want to start a small online business, but your mind says, I've never done this before. I'm too young or too old. I don't know where to start. A genius mind answers, everyone starts from zero. I'll learn one step at a time. There are thousands of free resources. Let me begin. Instead of asking, why me? They ask, why not me? That single shift opens the door to a new future. Example. Possibility thinking in tough times. Let's say you lost your job. A limited mindset says, it's over, I'm stuck. A genius mindset says, what new skill can I learn right now? What side hustle can I try? Who can I connect with that might help? This thinking doesn't just hope. It acts, adapts, and advances. How to think in possibilities. Step 1. Catch the I can't voice. When you hear your mind say, I can't, it's too late, I don't have enough. Stop, pause, and ask, what can I do right now? Even one small action can move your life forward. Step 2. Ask possibility questions daily. Train your mind to ask, what else is possible? What haven't I tried yet? Who can help me learn this? These questions expand your brain's vision. They open new options your fear was hiding. Step 3. Use maybe power. The word maybe can unlock everything. Maybe I can try a different method. Maybe I can partner with someone. Maybe failure is just feedback. Genius minds are powered by maybe because they know possibility lives in uncertainty. Genius thinkers in the world. Every invention, company, or movement you admire was started by someone who believed in possibility, not limits. They didn't know all the answers. They weren't born ready. They just started with what they had and believed something better could happen. Genius affirmations to rewire your mind. Say these daily. I see possibilities where others see problems. I am open to new solutions and smart risks. Every step forward reveals the next one. There is always another way. These words are not magic. They are mental fuel for your genius brain. Possibility in small moments. You don't need a big dream to use this. Even in small choices, you can practice it. Can I talk to that person? Maybe. Can I wake up earlier? Maybe. Can I build a new skill in 30 days? Maybe. Can I change my whole life in 6 months? Maybe. And maybe becomes yes when you take action. Your limits are not your truth. They are just your starting line. Genius thinkers see farther because they believe there's more ahead than behind. So the next time your brain says, I can't, pause, breathe, and ask, what's still possible? Because when you think in possibilities, you stop shrinking and you start shining. Rule 5. Focus deeply, not busily. Genius is not doing more things. Genius is doing fewer things. With full focus. The truth about modern life. We live in a world of noise, constant notifications, endless social media scrolls, messages, emails, calls, and distractions. Hundreds of tabs open in your mind and on your screen. Many people think that being busy means being productive. But geniuses know the truth. Busyness is not progress. Deep focus is where magic happens. What genius focus looks like. When a genius works, they turn off distractions, set a clear intention, dive deep into one task, stay with it until it's done well. They don't multitask, they monotask. One task, one goal, full power. They create flow, not stress. They build mastery, not just motion. Example. Let's say two people want to learn a new skill, like video editing. Person A watches YouTube tutorials while checking Instagram, replying to WhatsApp, and eating snacks. After 3 hours, they've learned very little. Person B wears headphones, turns off notifications, and watches one tutorial with a notebook. They take notes. Pause. Practice. Repeat. After 1 hour, they've built more skill than person A did in 3. That's the power of deep focus. It's not about how long you work. It's about how present you are when you work. Why most people struggle to focus. We don't live in a world designed for deep thinking. We live in a world of dopamine hits. Every ding, ping, or like is stealing your brain power. Most people check their phone 96 times a day, open social media while working, think they're being productive while actually switching tasks every 2 minutes. And this creates shallow attention, shallow work, shallow results. Genius requires depth, and depth requires discipline. Genius training, how to focus like a pro. Step 1. Decide what truly matters. Ask yourself, if I could only do one thing today that moves my life forward, what would it be? Now block time for it. Everything else can wait. Step 2. Create a genius zone. Build a space that protects your focus. Phone on airplane mode. One tab open, headphones on, clean desk, clear mind. This is your genius lab. Every time you enter it, your brain knows. Now it's time to go deep. Step 3. Work in deep blocks. Try the Pomodoro method. 25 minutes of pure focus. 5 minutes break. Repeat 4 times, then a longer break. Even just 2 hours of deep focus a day can change your life in 6 months. Step 4. Respect the power of no. Geniuses say no more than they say yes. No to unnecessary meetings. No to random scrolling. No to doing 10 things halfway. No to people who waste your energy. Every no gives you time for a deeper yes. Examples from genius minds. Albert Einstein said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious," but he would work in deep solitude for hours. Steve Jobs was famous for saying, "Focus is not about saying yes. It's about saying no to the 100 other good ideas." Isaac Newton would spend days thinking deeply about one question. That's how he discovered gravity. You don't need to be them, but you can learn from their habits. Small daily actions for big genius focus. Start your day without checking your phone. Choose one task per day that moves your dream forward. Work for 25 to 30 minutes with full focus, then take a short break. Turn off social media for 2 hours daily. Track your focus like a game. How many deep blocks did you complete today? Rewire your mindset. Most people chase productivity. Genius minds chase progress. They don't want to do more things. They want to do the right thing, deeply, powerfully, masterfully. And when they do, they move 10 times faster than those running around in circles. Don't just be busy, be focused. Don't just move. Move with purpose. You don't need to do 100 things today. You just need to do the one most important thing, deeply and well. Because when you learn to focus like a genius, you'll start to think like a genius, and soon, you'll begin to live like one. Rule 6. Think long-term, act today. Geniuses dream far, but they build daily. The genius secret, big vision plus daily action. Most people either dream too much, but do nothing today, or only think about today with no vision for the future. Geniuses are different. They combine both. They dream like visionaries, but act like warriors. They think 10 years ahead, and work like the deadline is tonight. Why this rule matters so much. Many people say things like, "One day I will be rich. Someday I'll start my business. I want to become fluent in English. I'll begin working on my dream later." But that someday never comes. Because the truth is, there is no perfect time. There is only now. Geniuses don't wait for the right moment. They start, they try, they build, even with small steps. The two mindsets, average versus genius. Situation, average mindset, genius mindset, big dream, too hard. I'll start later, start now. Even 15 minutes counts. New skill, I don't have time. I'll study 20 minutes daily, no excuse. Career goals, I'll figure it out next year. I'll send one email, read one book, learn one skill, today. Geniuses know that small steps daily create big victories long term. Example, learning a language. You say you want to speak fluent English. Average person watches one video, gets motivated, quits after 2 days. Genius mind studies 30 minutes every day, listens while walking, tries new words daily, makes mistakes, learns, improves. In 6 months, the genius is confident and fluent. The average person is still saying, "I wish." Example, business dreams. Let's say you want to build a YouTube channel, start a store, or become financially free. You don't need to wait 10 years. You just need to post one video today, save $1 today, read one page today, message one mentor today, watch one educational video today. Every tiny action becomes part of your giant success. How to think long-term, but act now. Step 1. Imagine your life 5 years from now. Close your eyes and ask, where do I want to be in 5 years? How will I feel, live, work, speak, earn? Write it down, feel it. That's your destination. Step 2. Ask this powerful question. What can I do today that brings me 1 inch closer to that dream? Not 10 steps, just 1. Maybe it's waking up early, writing 1 page, exercising for 20 minutes, watching an inspiring video, practicing public speaking. That one action, done consistently, can change your entire future. Step 3. Build micro habits. Instead of saying, "I'll study 4 hours," say, "I'll study 20 minutes daily." Instead of saying, "I'll write a book," say, "I'll write 100 words daily." Instead of saying, "I'll earn $10,000," say, "I'll save $1 and learn today." Genius isn't about sudden greatness. It's about small, smart habits repeated daily. Step 4. Ignore overnight success noise. Social media shows you people winning fast, but genius thinkers know fast success is often fake. Real success is built quietly, one day at a time. They are patient. They are disciplined. They keep building, even when nobody sees them. And one day, the world watches them win. Inspiration from real genius thinkers. Warren Buffett started investing at age 11. He reads for 5 hours daily, even now in his 90s. That's long-term thinking in action. Elon Musk thinks about the next 50 years, not just next year, but every day he takes action, solving one problem at a time. Sachin Tendulkar practiced for hours every single day since childhood. He had a long-term dream, and he acted daily. You don't have to be famous, but you can copy their mindset. Mental shift. From later to now. Say this: if I can't do everything, I'll do something. Small action beats big intention. Today is my opportunity, not tomorrow. Every genius knows this secret. Today is the only day I can control. So I'll use it like a weapon. Final genius lesson: build like a farmer. You don't eat the fruit on the day you plant the seed. You dig the soil, water the seed, give it sunlight, wait, trust, grow. Then one day, boom! The tree is full of fruits. Your dream is the same. Think far, but act daily. That's how you become unstoppable. That's how you think like a genius. Conclusion: become the genius of your life. Now you've learned the 6 powerful genius rules. 1. Train curiosity like a muscle. 2. Ask better questions, get better answers. 3. Use failure as fuel. 4. Think in possibilities, not limits. 5. Focus deeply, not busily. 6. Think long-term, act today. Which one will you use today? If you're ready to stop thinking average and start thinking like a genius, then don't just watch. Take action. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join us every day as we unlock the full power of your mind. Your future is waiting. Let's build it together.